So the reason why that's significant is because Dorothy said that if they'd given her her money, she wouldn't have had to have the reverse mortgage. So Grogeric knew that by putting all these different trusts together and all these different people in charge of the trust, like in this one, Victoria was in charge, and it was a bank account set up at the Bank of America in Kirkland. And this is a letter that Grogeric wrote. And this is the bank account, Bank of America. And when it was first originally done, it wasn't even notarized to open up the bank account. And this is showing on the tax returns that she didn't have any money, and it shows the Oppenheimer stock. This is an example of the court having all these guardianship hearings in the room, same area, same day, same time. All of these guardianship cases, they kind of disappear in the King County court system because most of them get sealed. And most of the hearings by all the attorneys get held on the same time periods where everybody has their same hearings. And this shows the Oppenheimer stock. It shows that there was never an accounting on the tax returns for all the financial listings of all the assets. And another thing is that this was a letter that BDO wrote to Dorothy Grega saying that they didn't supply the EIN number that was put on the bank accounts. Your attorney did, who was Richard Grogeric. The EIN number used for the bank account was a fictitious EIN number because there was no EIN number established in 1996 for the trust. Now, we're working in the mailroom again, and you never know what's going to happen in the mailroom. And this is an example of the fact that when they do different things for Social Security and everything, they go back 3 years to see if the person was indigent when they went into a nursing home. And because of the fact there were so many trusts set up, it only showed that Dorothy Grega was making $25,000 a year. She didn't show all the millions that the attorneys invested for her in those trusts. And Dorothy wrote a letter to the bar asking for her money to be returned and for the Bar Association to investigate it. And Jennifer Baharski got involved, and she's the one on the Robert Hamlin case that instigated him being in a guardianship at the VA hospital, and Robert Hamlin never got out of the VA hospital. And then Julie Shizzle was appointed, and Dan Smirkin was appointed the guardian, and he removed money from a bank account without a court order. The reason why it's significant that Jennifer Baharski is involved in this is because she had a hearing during the time period it was snowing in Seattle. She had a hearing with Nancy Bradburn Johnson when the courthouse was closed. So this shows you, this was another notarized copy. This is a wire transfer of $200,000 from an Arizona bank into that account at Bank of America. And that account at Bank of America isn't even listed on any of the tax returns. And when Donna Mae Kirley signed that there was no money in the Grega Trust, that $100,000 was money. And the money that they took out in 2007 was money. And it's never been accounted for in the tax returns. Dorothy Grega wanted justice. She wanted the attorneys to be accountable for the money that they put in trust and hid from her. And if they had given her the money that she had, because her husband was a medical doctor and they owned medical buildings and parking lot and homes, and if she had gotten the money, any of it, she wouldn't have had to have a reverse mortgage. This was a EIN number that was put on the Bank of America documents for a 1995 trust. And when they opened the bank account, that was fictitious. And it shows you a pattern. Michael Longyear was the attorney for Dorothy Grega. Partners in Care, in that case, Partners in Care in Dorothy Grega's case, they removed money from Washington Mutual during a tax levy, and they never returned it to Dorothy Grega. And U.S. Bank had 10 accounts that only had Partners in Care on it, none of the Social Security numbers of any of the warrants. So, you never know what's going to happen in a mailroom. This is what happens. And, I'm right by the copy machine, and I'm letting you know what's going on with another segment of this story. So that's the reason why the Bar Association should have done something about Dorothy Grega's complaint.